Hey everyone, it is CR Media here tonight. I wanted to jump on here and talk to you about AEW Dynamite. We got the huge announcement from Tony Khan. If you haven't seen, um, Tony Khan has purchased ROH, and he is um, didn't give a lot of details out about what his plans are going forward, but I think I think if you're a professional wrestling fan, I think this is something to be extremely excited about because there's there's hope that a lot of those guys that didn't have their contracts renewed by ROH will have somewhere to go now, and then also this might be an answer to AEW's bolstered roster. So that is very exciting for those guys. Before we get started and get into the show, guys, the only thing I would like to ask is that if you can, go find my social media. Um, like before I do these shows and before I do my podcasts, I would like to go live on TikTok and promote it. Right now, I cannot go on TikTok and promote it because I don't have enough followers. So a follow on TikTok would be phenomenal. A follow on all the social medias would be phenomenal. So as you can see on the thing right there, it is at CR Media 1988. That is the handle on all social medias that you can find me on. So when Tony Khan came out and announced that he had purchased ROH, he had mentioned that the very first match in ROH started off with the Fallen Angel Christopher Daniels and the American Dragon Bryan Danielson, and that we were going to kick off AEW Dynamite the same way. So I thought that was really cool. Both guys came out, and this was a fantastic match to start off with. If you haven't seen Christopher Daniels' eye, it is crazy. So he was talking on a podcast recently and mentioned that he could see out of his eye, but the blood hadn't drained out. So it looks nuts. It looks like he has no eye. But he wrestled that way, and he went up to the top rope for the BME. And when he came down, Bryan Danielson caught him in a triangle hold and put him to sleep. And Bryan Danielson is playing up this heel, best in the world character like crazy because he took that match and as soon as he got that triangle hold in, he started flexing. And then afterwards, he grabbed the microphone and he mentioned that in ROH, back when he was in ROH, they started the match with a handshake and they ended the match with a handshake. And then he's like, but this isn't ROH. And he continued to stomp on Christopher Daniels' face until Moxley came out. And that match on Sunday is going to be a phenomenal match. Moxley and Bryan Danielson is that card for Revolution is completely loaded. It's been a long time since I've looked at a pay per view and said, "Wow, this is worth the price of admission." Usually I like to stretch my dollars out. So I kind of cringe sometimes when I see a pay per view, and AEW is usually really good about doing that, about letting their spots go out. So the next match on the card was the 15-team Casino Battle Royal. Now, before kind of get into it and break it down, I will tell you that I got super excited for this match because I had a shred of hope that we were going to see the Briscoes make a surprise entrance in this match. And I'll be honest with you, I am a little disappointed that the Briscoes haven't come in. There's been a lot of like Twitter spat between the FTR and the Briscoes. So each week I'm kind of like, is this a week? Is this a week? Because it doesn't look like FTR has a whole lot going on. So it seems like a perfect time to bring one of those guys in to kind of spark that. So I'm hoping with this ROH purchase that it's not going to be too much longer before we see the Briscoes. Both brothers are getting up there in age, so I think I think one final run for them, especially in a mainstream company like AEW. One more run for them would be fantastic, and I'd love to see it. They are facing the Hardy Boys on an independent show. Obviously, after March 9th, when Jeff is off of his 90-day clause and can compete. But beyond FTR and Dax Harwood and Cash Waller being in this, the Best Friends, the Acclaim. I want to talk about Top Flight and Darius and Dante Martin. Those two, Dante Martin is phenomenal. And Darius just found a way to be like, hey, I'm not going to be in his shadow. I want to show y'all that I can do this too. So that was a phenomenal showing for those two guys, especially Darius. The Acclaim started it off. The Acclaim is always entertaining. Max Caster coming out and doing his raps always gets me. Always laugh my ass off every single time he comes out. 2.0 is a damn good tag team. Young Bucks, the Ass Boys. But at the very end, it came down to the Young Bucks and Darius. Man, that was it was a killer spot, and I almost thought Darius was going to pull it off, and he didn't. So the Young Bucks are the third team. So that means we're going to get Jurassic Express, Red Dragon, and the Young Bucks. So and I'll kind of and as the week goes on, I plan on putting out more content as the week goes on. We're gonna do a Revolution show. I'm gonna be spending most of my day hanging out in Heel Kevin's Twitch stream. I will link him to promote him, but I will plan on doing a Revolution show with some predictions prior to that. So just to kind of give you, I've got some predictions, and I've got some bold predictions, some classic Chase bold predictions to throw out there. We kind of tease about that on my podcast, Bad Booking, my friend Seth and I. So Young Bucks, Red Dragon, and Jurassic Express for the tag team titles at Revolution. That match is going to be, it's going to be fantastic. They showed Jericho backstage. Jericho talked about Eddie Kingston, and I think Jericho's trying to play up. He was trying really hard to play up, a heel turn, so to speak. Kind of stabbing at Eddie and picking on Eddie. So I was a little surprised at that. I thought they were going to try and let Jericho play the face character a little bit longer, but Jericho doesn't play a good face. He belongs as a heel. So I was pleasantly surprised to see that. So he was confronted backstage by Proud and Powerful Ortiz, and when they were just walking up to him because they got eliminated in the Battle Royal, and I don't really know what the meaning is behind it, but they were unwrapping the tape from their wrist, and they gave Jericho a fist bump. So I don't know if that means that they're good now or what that means. So very interesting to see how that will play out at Revolution with Jericho and Eddie Kingston. CM Punk came out to the ring. and this was a very anticipated promo. I was sitting there ever since they announced, hey, CM Punk is coming up next. I was like, okay, how is he going to react to the way that to MJF's promo last week? And it didn't disappoint. CM Punk, he made comments of how he used to be the bad guy, and how he's done things in his career that he's not proud of. That he finds it very hard to believe Max because Max is the way Max is. And then they brought Max out, and they had a little bit of an exchange, and then MJF hugged CM Punk, and it was just. I'll be honest with you, it gave me vibes of. It gave me Jericho and Shawn Michaels vibes at WrestleMania 19, where Jericho cried and walked up to HBK and gave him a big hug, and then backed up and kicked Shawn in the nuts. And then Shawn, as he was hugging him, he slid down Jericho's body, and Jericho just pushed him off. I thought that was a cool spot. I don't know if that has any connection to it. If you know CM Punk, you know that he loves callbacks. This whole run that CM Punk has had in AEW has been fantastic because every single time he's out there or every single time he has a match, it's crazy because there's Easter eggs all over the place. So it's really great. I don't know if I can't really see CM Punk doing a Shawn and Jericho spot, but that's what it reminded me of. So I thought that was really cool. So of course, like I said, MJF, made the turn. He, kicked CM Punk down. They got him, and they got the dog collar on him. They had the Pinnacle come out. The Pinnacle blocked security from coming out. I thought it was funny because they kept ringing a bell, and I'm like, what are you ringing a bell for? It's not a match. So, busted up CM Punk pretty good. CM Punk was gushing blood. And in fact, I almost could tell where CM Punk bladed at. Because after he got dropped on his head, he was sitting there and he kept rubbing his forehead. So, I don't know if he bladed too hard or, if he's just extremely hydrated because it was pouring out. It was so bad it was getting all over the camera. So, crazy spot. And what was funny is they let Punk get his ass kicked all the way up until the point where, then finally Sammy came out, Sting came out, Darby came out to his aid. So it was cool. It's a cool spot for him, but it was just one of those things where it's like, if somebody's out there getting their ass kicked, why are they not coming sooner? Why did they wait so long? Kind of thing. So just one of my pet peeves of storytelling that they do. But the segment overall was fantastic. Like I said, I absolutely love that spot where he went to hug him and he's crying and then he kicked him in the groin, just like Jericho in WrestleMania 19. So the next match was a tag team match with Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter against Thunder Rosa and Mercedes Martinez. And Mercedes Martinez, since she's came to AEW, she has been right in the thick of it, which is cool. I'm a big Mercedes Martinez fan, and I'm glad she's getting a lot of showcasing on those TV shows. But it was a decent match. I would love. And I'm just kind of just shooting around this idea, because I'm talking to myself pretty much. I would love to see AEW showcase their women more, and I'm hoping that with this ROH purchase, we're able to see talent get spread out a little bit, and God, I would just absolutely love to see AEW showcase their women more. I feel like, anybody who knows me knows that I'm not a huge WWE supporter. I know that's extremely popular nowadays, but I have my reasons. It's not just because I think it's not just WWE sucks. It's I have reasons. Um, but WWE and NXT have done a phenomenal job of showcasing their women. There's been a lot of criticism, of they only showcase the four. And I think that's silly. I think they've done a good job of showcasing women wrestling. And let me say it can always be better, but it's 10 times better than what it was 10 years ago. So, um, you know, I would love to see AEW kind of get on that and get in those lanes of showcasing women wrestling much more. It's just it sucks because they've got two shows with 3 hours of TV time altogether. 2 hours for Dynamite, 1 hour for Rampage. They've got the two YouTube shows, AEW Dark and then AEW Dark Elevation. And supposedly that's those two shows are clustered all together. I think there was like 15 matches on one of the shows recently, and it's just it sucks because it's like I would like to see them even out, and so hopefully, like I said, we'll talk more about it as time goes on. Hopefully get me a co-host in here and we can kind of sit and hash this out. But hopefully, with the ROH purchase and hopefully this means that we're going to see some of that spread out, and so that way we can see more talent showcased better instead of just all clustered into one thing. But this match, it was a good story for the match that Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker are going to have on at Revolution. The fantastic part at the end when Thunder Rosa got to pin Britt Baker, I thought was great. I think it makes Thunder Rosa look like a legit competitor. Not that she didn't, but I mean it kind of for the past year, we've just been on this Brit train, which was fantastic. Brit has had one of the best years in professional wrestling, but we've had so much of it that I feel like through this feud, Thunder Rosa got overlooked a little bit. So I thought this was good that Thunder Rosa got the pin to let everybody know, like, hey, I'm still here. I can still beat her. I have beaten her, etc. So after that match was the 6-man tag with Adam Page and the Dark Order against Adam Cole, Redragon, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly. I know that they've been doing a lot of stuff with Adam Page and the Dark Order. I really would like to see, and I think we will. I have a prediction about the Bucks getting involved for Revolution. Like I said, I'll save it for the Revolution show. But if I'm AEW, man, I'm putting that on paper because that's gonna be where it's at. I like that. I like that Adam Cole is getting the title shot. I don't feel like they did it. I kind of asked on a previous podcast, hey, like, do you think that they're only giving Adam Cole this title shot because of the criticism they faced of, since Cole went to AEW, he hasn't done shit, which I thought was stupid, but, I thought it was stupid for people to bring that comparison, My issue is when guys from WWE or WWE NXT, whatever, from WWE ownership come to AEW, everybody would complain because they're like, oh, well, you're just going to throw him in the title picture, give him a title shot, and boom. Like TNA used to do. Every single time somebody from WWE came over, they were immediately in the world title picture. Either had a short run or didn't win it at all, and then went on to the island of irrelevancy. And I know that was a lot of people's complaint about, Adam Cole I'm so glad that Adam Cole, decided not to go up to the main roster to be a jobber, to go to AEW and be a jobber. And I was like, that's a stupid comparison. Especially, if the rumors were true about what they wanted to do with Adam Cole on the main roster with him and Keith Lee, that's asinine. Um, and Cole was busy telling a story, and that's what I love about what AEW does is they tell stories. They tell long term stories. So I'm super excited to see this story fold out. Um, like I said, I have a way in my head that I think it's going to play out, and I'm hoping that's how it plays out. I hope that we're leading towards the Bucks and either Paige and Kenny versus Cole and Redragon. So um, Cole got the final the final say in this match. After the match, they had a beatdown of Adam Page. They duct taped him to the ropes, which looked absolutely awful. I'm not the hairiest guy, but I don't have a whole lot of hair on my arms. My hair kind of grows in thin, um, and I was watching them put the duct tape on his arms, man, and I was just like, that's going to be a bitch coming off. Because that obviously Adam Page has a little bit more hair on his arms than I do, so that looked rough. I was like, oh, they're just going to put it over his wrist, and then and then I saw Bobby Fish going all the way up his arm. I was like, oh man, that's going to suck. So. They had a good ending. The typical tie him up in the ropes and put the title in his face and let him know Cole let him know like, hey, this is yours, or this is mine, but I'll let you hold it for now until Sunday. So I thought it was a good match. A lot of great spots to make both Page and Cole look strong leading into their match. It's going to be a phenomenal main event, and I know they've talked and they said that obviously with the way everything is gone, the obvious choice is to have Cole and Page go on last, which is a great call in my mind for AEW. That's going to be it's going to be a great show. I'm super excited about it. If you're not familiar with Heel Kevin Army on Twitch, Heel Kevin has a Twitch stream, and he's going to be doing a watch party, a 12-hour stream that day. So I will definitely link Heel Kevin in there. For whoever sees this, hopefully you can go in there and show Kevin some love and be a part of an awesome community that he's building. I love going in there. I sit down here in my basement and watch wrestling on my TV and sit right here at my computer and kind of just chime in the chats and hang out with people. So it's awesome to do. But like I said, just wanted to come on here real quick, kind of give my review of Dynamite. Like I said, I thought it was a fantastic show. I thought Tony coming out at the beginning, kind of just setting the tone for the show, letting everybody know, what the big announcement was instead of making people wait, was an awesome decision. There was good matches, a great go home show for Revolution. Makes me even more excited about it. Also, extremely excited to see Rampage on Friday night, knowing that it's the go home show is going to be live. So definitely going to tune in for that one as well. Other than that, guys, that's all I've got tonight. Like I said, I wanted to do a quick review of Dynamite. Like I said, I want to start doing these shows after. I would like to do them, after Raw, after NXT, after Dynamite, and after SmackDown. Would love to do that. Like I said, riding solo right now. Would love to find a co-host. If you're interested, please hit me up on my social medias. We can talk and definitely get that done. My co-host for my podcast, Bad Booking, is out right now. He is dealing with some personal things. He's moving, so uh, until he gets situated in, I'm gonna be riding solo. So, like I said, would love to get somebody on here and um, possibly talk about adding them permanently. So, if that's something you're interested in, again, hit me up. Other than that, guys, that's all I got. It's 11, almost 11:50 my time, almost midnight. Um, you know, would appreciate it if you liked and shared this video. Um, until then, I will see you Friday or Saturday for episode 6 of Bad Booking. Um, appreciate you guys, and as usual, such good shit.